Awesome evening, awesome day today. It's actually in the middle of the week. I do have work today. Well, I had work today. I have work tomorrow. And I said, stuff it, I'm going on WILDCAMP tonight. Don't care. Early wake up, so what? Really awesome day. Probably the best day so far in terms of weather. So far for 2019. It's like the, I don't know, 13th, 14th, 15th of May. I don't know. And back on my Hammock WILDCAMP spot. Plus we have reviewed the Lithuanian MRE. So live route tonight. I'm going to recreate the same setup as I had when I went out during the Storm Freya fake huge storm thing. And I'm going to put it as a one-man setup. This time I'm probably going to put about maybe 4 poles or 5 poles. We'll see how it goes. Just need to prep the ground a little bit. This ground is quite bumpy. Might have to temporarily remove a couple clumps of grass and then I'll put them back in position. We'll see. I'll try and find a better space to be able to lie down in. No, I'm not going to remove. I'm only using the half poncho, so I do not need to do much prep. So, I haven't introduced this one yet. Oh wait, there's a caterpillar. So that's a Berghaus Centurio 45 litre day sack pretty much. This is probably their answer to the LK, or LK. The, well, kind of the LK35, but I think mainly they're going against the Carrymore Sabre, because you can have the large PLC rocket pouches on the side. You're very lucky, A, if you can get this brand new, because they've stopped making them, and B, if you can find similar color or same color rocket pockets or PLC pockets. Okay, there's a tent set up so far. I've used 4 aluminium poles instead of the whole 6. Gonna go low profile. There's no reason for me to be really stealthy in this particular area here, but I'm just demonstrating what I did on the Storm Freya event, where I actually used 3 poles. So just about there, that's how high the tent was. Where that little thing is above my finger, the tent was like that. I enjoyed that night. It went really well. The only issue is that once you put everything in there, your rucksack goes behind you and lifts the back of the tent up. The issue with that is, although being extremely low profile and really good, you know, it's not that the space is really bad in there, it's just that to get in there and get into your sleeping bag is really difficult. So today I'm going with the four poles. I've got my camo net, so I'm going to reproduce exactly what I did in that video. The reason why that video wasn't so great was because it was quite late at night when I had the full setup done. So while there's sunlight now, let's get that done. I'll show you what the full setup looks like. To wild camping. Middle of the week. I had work today. I got work tomorrow. That smells awesome. So here it is. Obviously you can play around with the camo net how you want. I still want to access it. It's still pretty light out. I still want to have my dinner. Still want to chill on my little new camping chair. You know, enjoy the wilderness. This is a really nice, really special spot to me now. I really like it here. And as you can hear, it's just birdsong everywhere. I hear a little bit of, like, you know, motorbike from really long distance away on highways getting all anal the way motorcyclists ride when they go home from work, and the train line, and that's it, compared to my usual camping sites. Anyway, so camo net isn't really the biggest thing, but if you want to camo it from the back and still get a bit of cover on the front, that works perfectly. Obviously if I want, I can get some tent pegs and pull it further down, but the growth here is pretty tall, and if any public is going to come down here, they're going to enter through there. So from that direction, this is going to be extremely camouflaged. They're not going to see that standing out at all. And obviously the only reason why I recommend, well not recommend, but why I would like to have this covering a bit further over is just in case there is a frost at night. Obviously the weather report isn't always exactly perfect, and the last time I went camping, the weather report was saying something like, you know, low of feels like temperature 5 degrees Celsius, and then I woke up in the morning and there was frost on the top. So you can just keep adjusting it further down. This is probably what I'm going to do when I go to sleep. Just pull it down to about this level. Maybe put my rucksack over here in front of me. This is just in case a fox comes sniffing around, and you know, I don't want to wake up with a fox with his nose on my nose pretty much. Yeah. And unfortunately I don't have my good camera on me. It's bust. Probably going to end up just as for sale for repair parts or something. And otherwise I get pretty good images of this right now. But there you have it. Lavu with Camoflage Net, stealth camping, low profile. As you can see, that's roughly, I'm estimating, about 1 meter in height. Back of the Lavu, I'm about 10 meters away. $15 meters or so. Yeah, I can't really see much in there now, eh? Lovely evening. I hope wherever you are in the world, especially if you're here in the UK, hope you're having a good day, good evening tonight. Hope you got out and had a walk or something. There's some nettle tops. I'll be harvesting a few of them. Here we go. Having a scout for goose grass as well. So I'm going to throw nettle tops, goose grass, and possibly a few young hawthorn leaves into my my pasta dish tonight. I'm going to be making, I've got a couple mushrooms, got some slices of ham, throw a bunch of this for the greens, and a bit of pasta. I don't need to make a big thing because I actually got home, I didn't know I was in a wild camp tonight, so I had a normal dinner and stuff. But I'll have a look if there's any young glossy hawthorn leaves going on. They're kind of solid now, but I'll see, maybe there's the odd young one somewhere. Oh, that one's alright. I mean, not as a salad, but as cooked green should be fine. So yeah, I'll have a search around. Love this spot, man. Can't wait till I hook up a proper camera. But this is awesome. Explore your locality, you know. Explore around, and you'll find spots like this. So when you rush out last minute, hey, I'm going to go on a wild camp, there's inevitably something you're going to forget, something that's usually quite important, as you all know. I don't know how many of you run off on wild camps in the middle of the week. I've done it, this is my 4th time. And yeah, really important. Headlamp. Woohoo! Well done, dude. Anyway, so chances are you're probably not going to see me having my dinner, but you may see the fire a little bit, and I'll explain in the fire what I'm having for dinner. What I'll quickly show you while it's kind of still light in there and while I have my Yuko lantern doing its thing is the sleeping setup. It's pretty simple. Let me move this guy back quickly. Okay. What is this? Euro hike. I didn't buy this for bushcrafting. This is actually just, I just took advantage of a sale and bought the family some extra camping gear. That's my sleeping bag for tonight. It's only a 2-season sleeping bag, and what we're looking at tonight is an average temperature in my area of 8 degrees Celsius, and the feels like temperature is supposedly 6, I think it was. However, last time I checked this, they said feels like temperature was 5, and it turned out to be the actual temperature. Wait, what was it? No, the real temperature was 5, and the feels like temperature was -1. And when I woke up in the morning, there was frost on the underneath of my top, so it went down past 0 in reality. So anyway, yeah, so one very small, very cheapo little top. I know it's quite dark, sorry about that. Just a very cheapo little top, camouflage top. It's like a 1.5 meter by 1.8 meter or something like that, 2 meters. Then I've got that is my Highlander Base XS self-inflating mattress. That's my main insulation from underneath. I'm starting to blow it up a bit, but I've allowed it to self-inflate. I've got the C2 Summit Eros pillow. This falls down really small. This is kind of like quite inflated for me. I usually like it a little bit flatter than this. I just inflated it like this for you so you can see it. These are really good and recommended by a lot of people, so check them out. I have a link on eBay of someone who sells this for like £13, which is half the normal price. This can be a pillow for tonight. That's the 2-season sleeping bag. Just before I go to bed, I'm going to judge the temperature. I've got the Dutch Army thermal top, because I only have kind of like very basic fleece kind of tops right now with me in a t-shirt. So this will be my base layer. If it goes down to 5 degrees, then I'll definitely need something like this. I do have some thermal trousers, thermal pants, which will go underneath my normal whatever pants. It's free sky tonight, no clouds, so the temperature will suddenly drop. I'm feeling absolutely fine right now. I'm pretty warm. I think I'll be alright. The last time I camped in this exact same setup, I was pretty good. I was pretty happy. But I do have, where is it? Yeah, got my wool blanket. That, I think I'm more likely going to use it on the ground, but we'll see. I'll see how I feel. I'm probably going to use it more for just insulating the ground and making the ground a bit softer for me. So that's sleeping setup. Cooking wise, I have both of my small, I got my small and my big Lixada folder stoves. I do have my mess burner, so we'll see. I just need to boil 1 pot of water for my kind of like pasta stew thing, which I'm going to have tonight, and cook up my mushrooms and my stuff, ham, and the greens that I'm going to harvest around. I better get to harvesting quite soon because it's getting quite dark now. And yeah, I contemplating I'd like to save my cup of coffee for tomorrow morning. That just means when I get home I don't have to make a cup of coffee. I can just get my uniform on and just head out to work. But I'm really craving a cup of coffee right now, to be honest with you, because the other drink I have is a French 24-hour MRE isotonic drink, an energy drink, and I don't think I should be having that right now, to be honest with you. Because that's like a 500 ml thing. If I do decide to have breakfast here tomorrow, I have some leftovers from a French MRE that I had with my family. So I've got the, take a look. Oh, by the way, the 24-hour, well, I guess all the French MREs, that's the ration packs, for those of you who don't know. Mixed muesli, energy breakfast, woo! Anyway, yeah, you can either put cold or hot water into this, and then, yeah, wait there, 5 minutes, and then you munch. This is from the French MRE. I bought a 24-hour one. Yeah, online they got these for like, they've really gone down in price. One seller, I'll mention it, somewhere. One seller has got them for like $14.99, I think, free delivery, and that's the whole menu. So that's all of the parts of the menu that they have available in stock, and that's bloody good because usually they're like £19 for the good menus, and there's a 24-hour ration, so that's 3 meals in one. This is leftover. I ate the ration with my family. We went out for a little outing in my local woodland. We set up the half poncho, not like this, and we put, oh no we didn't, we set up a machipo tarp in a lean-to position, and we sat there and we cooked up all the stuff and ate it, and really had a nice little time there. So that might be breakfast. If not, I'll head home and then just have a coffee. Got enough wood to just like let the fire go, cook my stuff, have a nice coffee, and then just enjoy this, you know. I'll have to decide what time I need to wake up tomorrow. I would like to get a bit of footage in. Battery is at showing me something like 2/3 full. Went down pretty quickly, so don't want to go a bit too much tonight with the filming and stuff. Would like to get a bit of footage in the morning. It's good when you put thicker logs in there, you know. It's nice. So I got the pot on top, the Lixada 10cm. It's got about like 250 mils of water in there just to make my coffee. And then mushrooms and ham in there, just warming up really. Still got some wood to throw into the fire, and obviously old branches that in this area that I cut down ages ago broke down to make way for the top. So yeah, nice little fire. It's check what the time is. Yeah, 10:15 in the evening. I wouldn't mind trying to hit the sack pretty soon, just to try to get a decent amount of sleep before tomorrow, but I also want to enjoy myself, so I don't mind staying up till about maybe 11 or something. So here's the greens for tonight's dinner. I did manage to get a bit of goose grass, found some really small little random single plants, so I took all the heads off those. And then there's a lot of nettles in here, and the light green one is hawthorn leaves. Okay, so that's the stew going on there. I have already thrown the pasta in there about 5 minutes ago, so it's not boiling yet, but anyway. So it's just gone 5 minutes to 11 in the evening. I'm going to kick into my coffee. Dinner's done. It's a bit spicy, which is pretty good and warmed me up. And got a couple like digestive, chocolate coated digestive cookies to go with my coffee, and then I'll be hitting the sack. So see you in the morning.
Good morning. You've got to get up, take your slash. I mean, the alarms did just go off, but I think I got woken up mainly by the dawn chorus of birds singing, and also, yeah, I need the toilet. I went last night as soon as I was about to go to sleep, and I'm kind of surprised that I need one. So the combination of needing to go take slash and the birds kind of woke me up. Wasn't cold hardly at all. A bit cold in the kneecaps, don't know why. Oh, and then the typical cold nose thing. But I think I had a good sleep anyway. So 10 position was great because basically if I didn't have to get up this early, if I could try to sleep a little bit, I'd basically be woken up with the sunrise facial. Because definitely the sun is going to rise in that direction. Let me lift this up. So the sun is definitely going to rise from that direction. So I'll be definitely coming up with the lavu again. Half shelter, position in this position.
Here's the setup again, just in case yesterday's footage was a bit dark. So obviously with the camo net, as you're going to bed, like just as you're about to get in, you can pull this guy a bit down, so that hook thing here, but feed it over from the back, because obviously at night you don't need much camouflage there anymore. Feed it over from the back. If you want, you can take it all the way down here, and then your rucksack could go there behind the center pole, and then just like that one tent peg. So what you can do is tent peg this corner here behind the tent, and you just need that one tent peg. That once you're in the tent, you can decide for yourself how far you want to either peg this out or how taut you want to peg it down. I had it a little bit out and quite taut, but I used my rucksack at the back there to pull the back of the tent up, so that, you know, at night I don't wake up with the canvas rubbing on my nose or something. And I had no problem at all last night, because I'm trying to have I'm trying to follow the leave no trace method as much as I can. So I have there's a big clump of grass over there, which normally is where my head or my feet would go. So I had to sleep at a little bit of an angle, which is all good because I do want to preserve this spot. So there's a couple of those clumps of grass, like there's one like right under there. I think there's one there as well. So I have worked around nature a bit. There is one or two clumps of grass, like that one came up extremely easily, and those are dead. So I'm just going to put them back where they originally went. Don't know why they're dead. They just like, yeah, whatever, they just died. That one looks like it's either about to die, because I just like, it moved really easily, I felt, and there was no roots that was actually attached. So anyway, it's been extremely dry, so these probably died because, I don't know. I mean, that one's got a little piece of green on top of it, right there. So hopefully with all the moisture we have now, they'll kind of re-establish themselves. But randomly, there are ones that are dying. There's one dying over there. So, yeah. Wasn't too cold last night. I may have mentioned earlier, as soon as I woke up, my knees were a bit cold, and then my nose always does that to me when I'm camping, like cold weather. So yeah, but the good thing was no chance of rain, and yeah, I don't think that these low profile setups for the lavu would be great if rain was going to bucket down, because the angle of the tent may cause a bit of absorption, and as well as you know, it would drape the tent a bit down. As you can see, it's quite low there where my head was. Now if that was getting water on it, I think the chance of that would be on your face, unless you had a really good way of making it extremely taut and stiff and tight. It's not that easy when it's at a low angle, because canvas is heavy. There's my pillow. That's how it folds down into. Super small, super light as well. It's the C2 Summit Eros Ultralight Large. I think it's definitely worth the money. I've used it quite a few times now, and previously I never really had a pillow, but I've heard very, very good reviews from people about this who've been camping for many years, and they've just said, like, after finally arriving on this one, this is the best for them. Easy to disinflate and adjust while you're having a sleep, so yeah, and easy to fold up as well. It wasn't hard to get it back into here.